Hey everyone, as requested, I'm making a short video tour of our garden. I'm actually going to start in our side yard to show the two artichokes that we've got going. One is I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, Carciofo Romanesco artichoke. This one I think is a little bit bigger than this one's a Colorado Star, which looks like a kind of a purple and green artichoke once the flowers form. But first time in many years trying to grow artichokes, so we'll see how that goes. And after that, still in our side yard, we have, and I've forgotten the variety, but this is a thornless blackberry. You can probably see a couple of blackberries there that are ripe. This thing produces pretty well. Actually, I have two plants. Here's a second one right here. And then we have what's called fall gold raspberry. These things grow like weeds once they get going. I don't have to do anything to them. They just produce, and they produce two crops. One starting in late spring and another in the fall. So lots of raspberries, and they are really good raspberries. They're better, I think, than the red raspberries. So now we have a whole bunch of, this is chocolate mint, which grows pretty much wild now in our garden area because we started putting it in this raised bed here a few years back, not realizing that you really want to do mint in a container. So if you do it in a raised bed, it spreads really easily. Anyway, I keep this around along the side because we do harvest it, and we're going to probably make some tea and things like that. So it's still, I mean, if you have to have a weed, chocolate mint isn't a bad weed to have, I guess. So what's in this raised bed now is bush beans, and they are just starting to form tiny little beans. I don't even know if I can get a good picture. There's one right here. Let's see if I can get it on camera. There it is. Yeah, we're starting to get some beans on the plant. So things are growing kind of wild right now. I need to get out here and do some pruning and some weeding. So pardon our kind of messiness, but this has been keeping us very busy. Jenny also has some cosmos growing back here. And we have two rose bushes. This is the first one. I forget what this one is called. It's really pretty when it's got blossoms on it. We have a series of peppers that we grew from small starts, and they're all producing pretty well. I've never even heard of some of these. Escamilla, Bangkok, another Escamilla, Serrano I've heard of. They're pretty hot. We're going to see what we can do with those. This one, the tag said Goddess, but at least one of these peppers is turning purple. So I'm not sure if we got some mislabeled plants. And another Bangkok here. So we're going to have lots of peppers. Over here, and of course, I'll just do a quick shot of the deck. We have lots of flowers and plants on the deck as well. Lots of greenery, keeps everything smelling nice, looking pretty. We have some lavender plants that we bought. And then, so along this garden fence, the wire garden fence, we have just all kinds of container plants, 5-gallon containers and big pots. We have tomatoes, various peppers, eggplant. Actually, I think that's about it as far as varieties. This bed here is our lettuce bed. We have romaine and buttercrunch. A bunch more tomatoes here of various varieties, lots of cherry tomatoes and some regular sized tomatoes as well. This is the jalapeno bed, except that there's also a black cherry tomato plant in the middle of it. More tomatoes here, some Carolina Gold. What's this one? Cherokee Purple, that should be an interesting cherry. These three on this side are cherry tomatoes. We have a burpless cucumber, lemon cucumber plants, and an Armenian zucchini. or an Armenian cucumber, I forget. Anyway, that's going to be an interesting one. We've got a lot of plants that I've never heard of, don't know what they're going to taste like or look like, but it's an interesting experiment. A whole bunch of eggplant here. 8 eggplant plants. We have more tomatoes. Some of these are labeled free tomatoes because we literally got them for free from a farm that had so many plants they didn't know what to do and they were giving them away. They weren't labeled, so we'll see what happens. More tomatoes along here. And then we have Oregon Sugar Pod 2 snow peas. That's what this whole row is. We just mounted some dirt, put in seeds, and we're going to let them climb up the fence. And they're doing well so far. This is a Mexican sunflower that was one of the free plants, and it was just tiny, shriveled up little thing that I felt sorry for, so I took it home and has the prettiest flowers on it. So that's doing really well. And we have, I'm trying to think, we have some herbs growing down here, lemon balm, catnip, all kinds of things. This is a amber cup squash that'll be like a small, it'll look like a small orange pumpkin. This is a butter baby or butter, let me see, butter baby, winter squash. It'll look like a pear-shaped squash when it's done. And then this is it was a strange name, kabocha, winter squash. And this will produce green looking pumpkins. You can actually see one tiny little one. It's hard to see this light, but there we go. Yeah. So those will be some squash that we'll have. I just harvested a zucchini. I wanted to harvest it before it got too big. We have more of the snow peas here. These plants, even though they look dead, they're still producing. And so we keep them because we're going to rip them out and put something else in, but they're still producing pods. So we're keeping them going. We have I forget the variety, but it's a watermelon. It's a personal size watermelon. And then we have 2 more watermelon plants that are full size. A boysenberry, yum yum, love boysenberries. And then along the other side of the garden here we have more tomatoes in containers. And we have these pots that hang off of the fence where we've grown some herbs and other things in. This is fennel. The raised bed here we have some zucchini, including some Easy Pick Gold zucchini, which are little yellow zucchini, which I can't wait to try. And more tomatoes. Another zucchini plant here. A goddess pepper here, that's like a banana pepper. Whole bunch of tomato plants here. That is cilantro that's kind of gone, it's kind of bolted, but we might use it for coriander seed. We'll see. We have an Amish paste tomato. Another free tomato plant. It was virtually dead when I got it. We've been nursing that back to health. These strawberries here, most of these were bare root strawberries that I got in the mail back in March. They've produced wonderful strawberries, and they're sprawling all over the place. Only problem is the ravens love the strawberries, and we find them dancing in our bed and stomping on our strawberries sometimes. So, oh well, we'll figure that out. More tomato plants here. We have some, I think this is called grass chive growing here. Here we come to our Jumanji tomato plants. Beefmaster, Willamette, Invincible. I've never seen tomato plants get this big before. And they're producing, but my gosh, it's kind of hard to get in there just to prune them and see what's going on. But we have thyme growing back there on the fence. A bunch more. These are all bell peppers, 8 bell pepper plants in here, plus some onions. We found out that there's companion plants for some of these things that help keep bugs away. A basil, lemon basil, right there. And then our Jumanji zucchini. I forget the name of that variety, but it's getting really big. We have some onions in there, and we have a little parsley plant growing there. This thing, I've never seen zucchini get this big. It's just a huge plant. The leaves are huge. The zucchini get big. I think the variety is called Cortana. I'll have to look it up, make sure if I've got that right. But anyway, and then we have this topsy-turvy plant, which I decided to experiment with. Hadn't done this in a long time either. It's got a bunch of cherry tomato plants in it that it seems to be doing pretty good. And of course we have bird feeders. We have a bird feeder there. We have a bird feeder there. So we have lots of little critters coming to our garden. For a while, actually for a long time, I wasn't seeing honeybees. We're starting to see honeybees now, which is a good sign. Anyway, quick 10-minute tour of our garden. Thanks for watching.